Good morning, everyone. Here it is Tuesday again and time for another card. I really don't know where the weeks go, but they fly by. I've really been enjoying the beautiful weather the last several days, so it's kind of gotten me in the mood for spring. So today we're going to work on a card that says spring to me. It's featuring a kind of a fun fold. It's a normal size card, but it's just kind of this part here is glued down so you open like this. Some people call this a book binding card. I don't really know what to call it, but I like the way it looks, and yellow is a beautiful spring color. And so this is what we're going to do today. I've made this into a Happy Mother's Day card because I need some to take down to my little store in Keensburg to sell. But you could make this into any kind of card that you wanted it to be. Easter card, it could be happy birthday, thinking of you. Just there's no limit to what you can do with this card. So to make the card, what we're going to do, we're going to use a bundle that's actually in the big annual catalog. This was carried forward from last year. It's called Timeless Tulips. Has beautiful tulips, lots of nice sayings, makes a nice sympathy card. And then it has the tulip builder punch, which you can punch out. You can stamp this big tulip and punch it out, and then it does the big leaf here. I'm not really doing any punching today, but we are using the stamp set, and we're going to use some of the smaller tulip images, this one, and then of course leaves and stems. Like I say, that is in the big catalog. The ink colors that we're going to be using for our sentiment, we're going to be using basic gray. For our leaves, we're going to be using Pear Pizzazz, and for our flower, I'm using Daffodil Delight. If you're not a yellow fan, you could make this any color. There's no limit on the amount of colors that you could use. We'll also be using some little glitter enamel dots that I have in various colors. And in your packet, you will have of course, your envelope. Your card base is 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2 and then scored again at 4 1/4. And this is this section right here that's going to be glued down, and then this will be flipped back, and we will use our bone folder and get that pressed down. And that's how you get the kind of fun special fold. It's a really popular card fold right now. If you look on Pinterest, you'll see all kinds of cards made like this, and you can just do so many different things with it. So there's your card base. You have 2 squares of Whisper White, or it's now called Basic White. These are 4 by 4 squares. You will have some Designer Series paper, and it measures 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and you have a little piece that is 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then you have some more Whisper White pieces. You'll need about approximately a 3 by 4 section, and you're going to use a framelit to cut it out. I happen to use the rectangle from Stitched Rectangles, but you could use, again, you could use other things. You could do circles, you could do whatever you want to do. It just needs to be big enough to have your stamped images on it. And then you have a little piece to go down your Designer Series paper, and this measures 1 inch by 4. You'll have a little bow and a little piece of white to wrap around your piece here. And that should be everything that you need to make your card. So to get started, we're going to, I think we'll build our, let's build our little piece right here. Let me grab my green cap glue. We'll see if it works, since I haven't used it in this room. This one I haven't used since last week, so we'll see how this all works. So we'll take our green cap glue, and we'll put a little bit on this small strip of Designer Series paper. And we will center this with about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Try to get it somewhat straight. That takes care of that piece. The other piece of Designer Series paper, your 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, is going to go on one of the 4 by 4 squares, and you're just going to have the tiniest of borders on there. That's why I use my green cap glue. As I've told you in the past, I like the fact that it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. So, especially when I have a small border, I have a hard time getting them somewhat straight, and I just do the best I can, and that's the way it rolls. So let's get that on there as straight as we can. Try to get my margins kind of close. That takes care of that. We will take our card, and this is the small area, the 1-inch area that we're going to, 1.25-inch area, sorry, that we're going to actually glue down. So I'm just going to put glue along there. We will fold this down, making sure that our edges are good and straight. I'm going to take my bone folder, give it a good rub, and we'll set this off to the side so that it can dry. And then I think we'll actually work on our stamping. So we'll take one of these squares that I cut out, rectangles that I would cut out for you. And again, I will have packets available if anybody wants. You just let me know if you want a different color, you don't like yellow. If I have the designer series paper, I have pinks, purples, blues. I can make you up one without any trouble. So we're going to be using these two tulip images. I'm using Daffodil Delight as the ink, and I'm going to stamp the larger one kind of up to the top. Oh, you know what? I need to get my, let me get my little stamp pad under here, because this is photopolymer. And since it doesn't have the red rubber cushion, it helps if you have something cushiony under it. And we'll stamp this down. Hold it for just a second. There we go, not bad. And then we have a little smaller image that we'll put right there. And that does it for the yellow. Okay, then we will work on our leaves and stem. For this, I'm using Pear Pizzazz, and I have, let me find my stem stamp here, just one quick minute. Seems like no matter how carefully I pack my box for my studio to bring it in here, I always forget something. Today I forgot the stems, but I found them. And we will get started. Just gonna go off a little bit, so I'm gonna cover my pad so I don't make a big mess. And this being photopolymer, it's very easy to get these stems the way you want them, because you can see right through it. Again, we'll hold it down. There's one that has a bit of a curve, which is the one that I just used, and then there's one that's straight, which is what I'm going to use. I'm going to try to get them to cross in the middle. Oops. Better if I did it the right way up, however. Okay. Takes care of the stems, and now we'll work on the leaves. Now the leaves can be a little bit problematic. If you notice on the sample here, I put 3. I decided on this one I'm going to do 2. The reason being that there's not a lot of room, and I don't like them to be on top of each other. So we're just going to probably do 2 unless I can figure out how to get that third one in there. So what you do, this leaf is, there's several different leaves, but I used the smaller one since our images are kind of small. And you can turn it and stamp it either way, whichever way fits best in your with your flower. So on this one, I think I'm gonna go, I'm actually gonna go this direction. And again, with it being photopolymer, you can see without any problem and get them on there. And I just kind of line the bottom of it up with the stem. This one doesn't have to be that high. Now, if I thought I could get another one in there without causing too much damage, I don't know that I can. And I don't want it to go over the flower. So I'm only going to put 2. I might come back. One thing I could have done, I could have cut masks out for all of these and put the flowers on there. And I just do not like it with just 2. So let's see what we can do here. Maybe we'll just go this way. There we go. That'd give us 3. That's a little better. I'd love to get one up in here, but I'd have to cut a mask and all that, and I'm not going to take the time to do that on the video. So there we are. We are done with our flowers. Now we will take our basic gray and we will stamp our sentiment. And once again, did I bring in the die? No, I did not. Let me run grab it real quick like. Okay, die has been found. Happy Mother's Day stamp is here. We're, like I say, we're doing this in the basic gray just so it's not so harsh. I tried black, but I didn't like it with the, just too harsh with the yellow. And then we will take our inside sentiment, and this says, God made you my mother, love you. God made you my mother, love made you my friend. And I'm doing this only because I'm selling specific Mother's Day cards, but there are sentiments in here that you could use, like if you wanted to give it to a daughter-in-law or something like that. There are nice ones in this stamp set that you could use for that, and I didn't bring that in. I don't remember the name of the set. So I'll put it, everything will be in my blog post for this card so that you'll have the information, because it is really a nice set for women. Affirming them. It's just a good all-around set. Okay, let's see, what did I do on this? You know what, I said we were done with the flowers, but we are not. We're actually going to stamp one on the inside, and might as well do our envelope. That way we will be done. So here we go. I'm going to put this up here. Hopefully I'm staying on camera. We are done. We are done with the gray. And I will get the green out. And I think we'll just do a straight stem on this one. Flowers, the tulips don't take any time at all to get stamped. Looky there what I did. Okay, there's that. And we will do the envelope. I chose to put it on the long side because I wanted it to go kind of high. Maybe not that high, but that's okay. You can always put your return address over it. Not a problem. Okay, there we go. All right, now I think we are done. See if I can, by any chance, rub my little boo-boo out here. I'm sure I can. I'm not going to take the time to work on it. This little sand eraser will allow me to get rid of that little smudge right there, and I'll work on that after my video is done. Okay, so to do our sentiment, we're going to get our little mini boss machine out. We're going to take our sentiment, and this is a very tight fit, so I'm actually going to tape this down so that it'll stay where I want it to go and get it straight. Okay, then we have our sandwich, our number 1 plate, our number 2 plate. This goes our cardstock and framelit, die rather, and then we will just run this through. And there's our nice saying. I like this die cut for little tiny sayings, greetings. Okay, now I think we're about ready to put it together. So what we're going to do first is, here's our sample. We will take this, and we'll take this, and we're going to put our ribbon around the little inch piece. And so all I did, it was just put my stamp and seal along the ends. Oh, I did put it, whoops, don't stick down there, please. And I'll put some down the middle, so when I'm done I can just stick this on my card. And we'll take our little piece of white, place it as close as we can in the middle of this, wrap it around on one end. Boy, is it sticky since I put all that tape on there. Then we'll keep it kind of taut and fairly straight. Wrap it around there, and then you will take this and it's going to go on this edge, the edge that we sealed down, and you'll have a yellow border or whatever color you would like your packet to go around the edge. Okay, just like that. I have the little bow. We'll put it on at the end. I'm just going to use glue dots to do that. So on the front here, we're going to take our piece that has the designer series paper, the 4x4 square of white with the designer paper on the top, and we're going to put this down on our card front. And you do have a little larger border on this. Okay, and you put that down. Okay, then this one, we're going to put dimensionals on it. Thinking I have, well, I'm just about out. I'm going to have to open a new pack, but we will just take this. We're going to use up all our little edge pieces. There's no sense in having these go to waste. They're perfectly usable. They stick. And I put quite a few because you're going to be flipping this over open, and so they will get a little bit of handling. Have you all been able to get out and enjoy some of this weather? I've actually been able to do my walking outside. My friend Elizabeth and I, we walked all summer long and haven't really been able to do it with the weather. But the last week and yesterday, we actually were able to do our walk. It was so nice. And it's amazing. I walk the same distance just about every day, but it goes so much faster when you have somebody to walk with and talk and get to know, share things with. And it was a beautiful day yesterday. It was such a pretty morning. And we didn't walk till about 11 because I had a meeting in town at 10 and I couldn't walk before that. So, and I hope as soon as I get this done, go out and do my walk, because I have my trigger finger surgery this afternoon. And I don't know, it's not supposed to be a big deal, but I'm just going to have everything ready. Going to do all my dishes, because I told my husband, if I can't do dishes, you might have to. And you know how Bud reacted to that. Didn't think that was such a good idea. So I decided, well, I better make sure I have all the dishes that I wash by hand all done, so that I don't have to worry about it if I don't get them done. Okay, there we go. Now we'll take our inside piece, put it down. Like I say, I'll work on that little boo-boo that I have there, or I might just put some, if I can't cover it up, I'll put some gems on it or something. There's always a way to correct it Never a mistake when you're making a card. It's always a chance to be creative. Okay. And then we will stick this down. And the only other thing we need to put our little bow down. I'm just going to use a glue dot right in the middle underneath the knot. Pick it up. You can put it wherever you want. I chose to put mine a little bit to the top. Take my ribbon scissors. Trim the edges. And put our little embellishments on here. I'm going to use kind of the green cast ones. These are kind of variegated, but I think there's enough yellow, so I'm going to go for the green, and I'm going to use different sizes. So I'm going to put a small one, a medium one, and the big one right there. And there we are, ladies. There is our card for today. As I said, it's pretty quick and easy. I love the way it looks. It definitely feels like spring to me. Here is the first one I made, and here's the one we just completed today. And as you see, it's arranged a little different, but still looks perfectly fine. And there we go. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for spending some time with me. As always, if you're interested in any product, my online store is sherrymini.stampinup.net. My blog is simplylovestampin.com, and I will have a post on this card going up sometime today. So God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.